All right, so in case you didn't hear, Alex Hormozi just broke at least one Guinness Book of world record. So he just did the $100 million Money Models launch, which is his third book in his $100 million book series. And at the time of this recording, this is about 3 hours after he's launched the book. He has done at least 2 million book sales, 2 million book sales alone, and over $60 million in sales. Why? Because 2 million books times 30 is 6 million. So 60 million. So he at least broke the world record for most nonfiction book sales in a single day. I think the previous record was like 1.4 million from Prince Harry. I could be wrong, but he for sure broke that record, and he might be coming for J.K. Rowling's book record of 5 million. I think 5 million copies of a book sold within 24 hours of launch. We'll see what happens though. I don't know. He might have broken a bunch of those records by now, so you might be watching this and he might be way ahead of that. So, but in this video, we're going to actually break down, while we can, because this is only during the live stream, we're going to break down the sales page copy for his actual sales page. So the copywriting for a sales page, we're going to break down here. I'm going to teach you what he's doing right, what he's doing wrong, which is probably not a whole lot of things he's doing wrong. So you can learn copywriting better. So you as a freelance copywriter, even if you're not a sales page copywriter, you need to learn this stuff. It'll help you apply your copywriting to sales pages, obviously, to emails, to landing pages, to ads, to any kind of copywriting, knowing this stuff. So if you don't know me, my name is Brandon Story, and I've been a six-figure copywriter for the past 6 years. I've generated over 7 figures in results for clients, primarily through email. I've coached over 75 guys one-on-one to build up their freelance copywriting businesses, and I have over 500 students in my copywriting program. So we're going to dive into this sales page. And before we do, so here's a couple of things to keep in mind for the context of the sales page, which is important to know. Number one, it's mostly warm traffic going to the sales page, not super cold traffic. So keep that in mind. Cold traffic sales pages versus warm traffic, it's a different story. With cold traffic, you need to have a huge amount of proof, much more in-depth copy, way more copy, more storytelling, just way more credibility in general, and you need to explain a lot more. Whereas warm traffic, people mostly already know you, like you, and trust you. You don't need quite as much. You can get by with not saying quite as much, and you're going to still sell. So just keep that in mind. This sales page was presented in the middle of his book launch, and so like this sales page, people were reading it as they're hearing Alex sell over like a live stream. So the sales page wasn't doing the whole heavy lifting for his $60 million plus in sales so far, but like it's definitely part of it. So either way, we're going to walk through it. It's an incredible, I have not looked at the sales page. I've only looked at above the fold and just barely down here. So you're going to look at it with me in real time, and I'll go through it. I'm not going to go through this whole sales page line by line because it's not the longest sales page, but it's long. This is going to be a 40-minute video. I'm going to try to get this done in 15, 20 minutes max. But you're going to learn a ton as a copywriter on how to craft a sales message, how to sell with the written word. So the context of the sales page, he was doing it during a live stream. It was for the $100 million Money Models launch, but what was interesting is partway through his live stream launch, it actually shifted where he said, okay, now I'm going to talk to the business owners. So first he was talking to new people a lot with what he was selling and selling the concepts of the book. Then he shifted to business owners and all of a sudden shifted into selling an upsell. Like not just a $30 book, all of a sudden he went into selling 200 books for $6,000, and where the main kind of pitch was donate 200 books to people who need them around the world. And I'm going to give you all these crazy goodies for free. And so this sales page is primarily selling his upsell, which is this Money Models bundle, which includes these $100 million playbooks, which has like everything, all this juicy broken down stuff that people would pay him in his $35,000 plus workshops and crazy like in-person training and stuff like that. So keep that in mind for the context of this sales page. That's that. By the way, I don't know if the sales page is going to break while I'm in the middle of teaching this right now, so that might happen. So if it gets cut short, that's why. But this sales page is only available during the live stream, and I don't know when the live stream is going to end. We're at the 3-hour mark right now, roughly, but so if it breaks, it breaks. So let's dive into it. Copywriting lesson. Let's break down the sales page, starting with the above the fold section, which is this section right here. So when you're on a sales page, without having to scroll down, this is called the above the fold. It's what you see when you first land on a web page, landing page, sales page, without having to move anything. This is the most important part of any sales page, is without having to scroll, what do you see? Because people are going to either see enough here that gets them to buy, see enough here that keeps them scrolling so they can be convinced to be interested, or they see garbage here and they're like, screw this, I'm out, and they bounce, and then you lost conversion. So this is crucial. Most people will just see this, they won't see anything else. So this has to be really, really good. And right out of the gate, so let's just break things down here. Acquisition.com, Alex's brand name right here, logo, great for branding just to keep things congruent. It's from acquisition.com. His brand itself sells on its own, so it's good that he has that right there. Second thing I noticed, first thing I noticed right out of the gate was this right here. It wasn't even his headline, which is just the name of the books, which is interesting. But it was this. Like in red, we have this like recording sign going, live stream only offer gone forever when the stream ends. The first thing I noticed on this page was this right here, dead center, which is basically like, this thing's going away. If you don't buy now, you ain't getting it. So he instantly leads with massive urgency. Like, if this isn't just fake urgency of like, hey, if you don't buy in the next 5 minutes, then like this offer is going to double in price and go up. And then 5 days later, you go to the same page and it's the same thing. So it's just fake urgency. This is real urgency. He's not messing around. I know when this live stream ends, this page is going to break. And he's not going to use fake urgency on this page. So this is heavy hitting right out of the gate for the sales page. Whenever you can incorporate urgency, as in time-sensitive offers, time-sensitive deal. If you don't buy now, the price goes up, the offer's gone, whatever. Like urgency, time limit. So how you can pull on time, it's huge for copywriting. So this is just, it gives people a reason why they should be like, yeah, this is cool, but maybe I'll just buy it tomorrow. To all of a sudden, oh shoot, it's going away tomorrow. So you always want to give people a reason to act now, not tomorrow. So you want to be able to take away any potential like, let me think about it, or maybe I'll just wait and see what happens tomorrow away. You want to take away the people's ability to be like, maybe next time, and say, okay, I'm buying right now. However you can. Now, keep in mind, if you add urgency like this to a sales page where you're selling a bag of actual garbage or crap, it doesn't matter how much urgency you have. Nobody's going to buy a bag of crap and spend $6,000 on it, right? So like your offer still needs to be good. Things like urgency, things like scarcity, things like social proof, things like, payment plans and stuff. These are all multipliers that you can put onto your copy to juice it up even more. But these aren't the thing itself. Your offer still matters really well, really the most. So what you actually are offering and how you structure in your copywriting to make that a really good offer, right? This right here is the offer, and this is all copywriting here to make this sound super juicy. So keep that in mind. Yes, add urgency whenever you can, but don't fully rely on this to be the thing that sells. It's just what multiplies this. But great job here. Here's his headline, by the way. Again, if this was a cold audience, like we need a bigger headline than this, right? So how to make money is a start, but we would actually want to have like a much bigger thing, like here's how to get, and I think he has one of the things phrases he says in it, I don't know if he says it on here, but it's like, it's something like his tagline for the book is something like, yes, how to make money, but the longer one's like, how to get more people to spend more money on you quicker and faster and get upsold more and all these whatever and stick around. Something like that. So like a headline like that would work better for like a cold audience. But again, because this is a warmer audience, he can just say $100 million money models and book bundle and all playbooks. Like, here's the thing. That's it. So he keeps a very simple headline. If it was cold, we need to add more to this. But it's warm traffic primarily going to this page. So we can put that there. Warm traffic who primarily can be buying the $6,000 thing. Probably not a lot of cold traffic. So we put that there as a simple headline. And then something I noticed here that he does really well in this above the fold section, you'll notice when you go to websites, a lot of times there's like a call to action in the top right of the website, right on their homepage. And oftentimes it's like, get the free guide, sign up to this email list. Sometimes it's buy the product or whatever. So he leverages this space right here because he knows people are going to look over here, right? All the sales page, they for sure did A/B tests on all this crazy stuff ahead of time and probably hundreds of thousands, if anything. So they know people look here, people click here, people buy here. But they did too. So mainly for a sales page, like the primary spot is going to be somewhere around this area. So they put it here because they do a split page between the copy and the creative. So they put the call to action right below the copy here. So this is the main call to action, but he makes sure there's two options just in case. So you want to make sure your call to action is very clear and center and easy to buy, right? It's like, where are the most prominent pieces of information on this page? You just look at the colors: red, green, yellows. Two yellows give us two options to buy. That's what we want. We want to make it easier for people to buy. You don't want to make it hard for people to buy. Copywriting isn't just writing the words. When it comes to actually, visual copy, even if it's not a sales page, if it's an ad or an email even, you want to make sure your call to action is very clear and people don't miss it. And he makes sure people don't miss it here because there's two. One up here, one up down here. That's super big. That's very easy to buy. So that's the next thing. After this, diving into the actual product itself, something he did here on the sales page, and this is where, again, context of what the sales page is selling. Yes, this launch is for the book. He's selling the book at this launch. That's the whole purpose of this launch. But during the live stream and even for the sales page, turns out we're actually getting pitched something much bigger than just a $30 book. We're getting upsold a high ticket thing. And that is actually the main purpose of this sales page and of even his live stream where he's, pitching this book. Turns out he's not pitching the book. He's pitching this huge thing, which is 200 free books as you give a donation of 6,000, right? That's how he pitches it. You get to give 200 books away. Plus, you get all these playbooks. Plus, you get this implementation workshop, lifetime access to this $100 million AI, which sounds crazy good. You get your hard book and 199 more copies. So the context of the sales page, he's selling the big thing on the sales page, which is why, he's going super in depth too on all this stuff. But he's not going super in depth enough if it was a cold audience. So just keep that in mind. And so right here, we see two products, right? It's like, why are they here? Normally, I wouldn't recommend put two products on a sales page like this. What I recommend is pitch one thing, and when we go to checkout, maybe upsell with an order bump. So start with the $29 book if you're going to a cold audience. $30 is pretty cheap for even cold traffic. Then on the checkout page, maybe say hey, do you want to get the workbook that goes with it for an extra $20? One click here to add it to your order. Next thing you know, people bought $49 worth of stuff, not $29. Or once someone purchases, then you upsell the higher ticket thing after the purchase. That's much bigger. That's normally a typical order of events for what to include on the sales page. This isn't normal to put a low price thing and a super high ticket thing right on the same sales page. But because it's the book launch and the way he pitched it, it actually serves him really well here. Because one, it helps people see what the whole point of this launch was all about anyways, right? This is where the image comes in on the creative. This is the $100 million Money Models launch. But it also gets to show off the new thing, right? So we lead with the book, but he's actually selling the big high ticket thing here. Why? Because if he gets someone to get this, they just bought 200 books, not one. So he pushes for this, which is super juicy. But just in case there's people which most people aren't going to be able to drop $6,000 right out of the gate up front to get this, he still has his book here as an option to generate sales. So people are going to see this and see all the value of this, be like, wow, that sounds amazing. You know what? I think I'll just get a $29 book. So this actually price anchors, putting this huge thing here for the people who just aren't ready to drop that money to really think this $29 is spending 5 cents. This book looks like peanuts, the cost of it now at this point, because of the way he price anchors with this huge thing. And so that's cool because he's going to get sales with this and he's going to get sales with this because of that. The next thing I want to mention here is he has the sales page and we have all the copy down below. But for the actual above the fold section, we don't want to get too crazy in depth on features, benefits. He just does a quick hit of just the things you get. Here's the features. Here's the bonuses. Here's the things that's included. You get the bundle that includes the playbooks, the workshop, the AI, the money models, the physical copies. Notice here how he bolds specific words here. 12 playbooks, workshop, AI, book, 199 copies. He puts the bold thing there for people who are just going to scan, like I just did, right? Just tell me what the thing is. Okay, there's playbooks, there's a workshop, there's an AI, there's book, there's the 199 books. Got it. Then you can read the whole thing. But he's not going to go feature, benefit, and all the crazy things right here. 2 reasons. It's warm traffic. And second, We're just on above the fold, so we just need to give a quick hit. This is why if you go to Amazon pages and look at when you're on Amazon, you see the product descriptions are like, like short and sweet, but then they go more in depth below. Same idea here. Final thing here is on the above the fold section, social proof. He doesn't mess around. Yes, he's Alex Hormozi, but he's still going to show off, hey, you can trust me and you can buy this right now. Why? Because I have 38,927 5-star ratings on the $100 million series. My average rating of 4.9 out of 5 right there. So just a quick little hit of social proof right there juices things up. So a couple elements on the page here just to keep in mind. This is the headline. This whole thing's above the fold. This is his urgency right here. This is his social proof. This is his headline. This is his call to action number 1. This is his main call to action. Oh, and one more thing before we scroll down a little bit and just look at a couple more things on the sales page. He also introduced something even juicier for people who are like, man, I want this thing. I'm not just getting the book. I want the whole real deal. But like, man, I can't drop $6,000 in cash flow right now. What's this? He also offers, you can actually do the same thing, but you can just pay on a payment plan for $250 a month. This is going to capture so many more conversions just because people who just aren't willing to put their cash flow up there, or people who just aren't like, who maybe don't trust him as much and are like, I don't know if I want to drop 6,000. Like, I'll just do $250 a month because it seems less risky. He gets way more conversions with this just because he offers that payment plan option. So you can get this whole thing for $250 a month. And so this 6K price anchors to this 250, and 250 looks like a steal at this point because you don't see this is over the course of 36 months or whatever this is. I actually don't even know what that would be, like 20 months or something, 20, 30 months. You just see 250, and all of a sudden that looks like a super tiny number compared to the 6,000. Yeah, I want to get it. So that's something juicy he does there. That's really well. Also, power word, one more thing, bonuses. You show off bonuses, people are going to pay attention. So that's the above the fold. He crushes it with this. I really don't have much feedback on this. Negative feedback, like it's incredible. This right here. Okay, so right out of the gate, you'll notice the first thing he does. And by the way, I'm not going to go through the rest of this thing line by line and all the whatever. I'm just going to touch base on a couple more things, maybe 5 more minutes max. But right here, first thing you'll notice he does, social proof. He doesn't mess around. He's not going to go, here's all the things you get in depth. He just wants to showcase proof right out of the gate. Just like you did a one-liner here, we want to just show up people like, you can be reassured to drop 6K right now because here's the business owners we've helped. Boom, 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 boom. Just right away, second section is let's put in some social proof. Let's put in some screenshots of people giving testimonials and results. So results. You notice how every single one of these, if you zoom in, they don't just say, hey man, I really enjoyed your program. Thanks so much, Alex. It's not just a review. It's not just a testimonial. It's results-based testimonials. 60 days after we got 3x growth, 20 to 60%, 27 to 45%. We're talking numbers, right? Why? Because numbers and results speak volumes, not just fancy woo-woo words. So this is juicy social proof, and there's a reason he did it like that. And there's a reason he put people's names and specific details. Specificity is believability, right? And he put their pictures and the formats. It looks more natural and organic from Instagram stuff and different things than software he's using. One thing to say about the subheadline, I think it could be a bit better. I think results from business owners we've helped is simple, and I like that he's keeping it simple. It's clear to understand. One thing, right, and this is a little nitpicky, but it's still shown to stop people from scrolling. Putting a period in your subheadline isn't always the best idea. It makes people want to stop. So period or a full stop, it makes people actually want to stop reading for some weird reason. So actually, I would remove that period from that headline. And second thing I would want to say here is tell me, we know you're helping business owners, but remind me of how many business owners you've helped, right? Because right here, it's like, okay, you've helped 7 business owners achieve results. Obviously, that's not true, but we need to tell people the number because he has served so many thousands of business owners. We want to leverage that number in this subheadline. How about results from 30,000 plus business owners we've helped? That number showcases even more proof, and it doesn't make this headline way longer. It's very easy. We could just say 30K to keep it short, right? 30K plus business owners we've helped. Even that would be better than what he has here. It's like, give me that number. It's going to add even more proof to showcase how much authority you truly have. Second thing is numbers are specificity is believability, like I just said here, which is what he's leaning into here in the social proof. 27% to 45%, close rates XYZ. If he says we've served over 30,927 5-star ratings, right? Why didn't he put 30,000 plus? He put 30,927 because the more specific you can be, the more believable it seems. So say that number here. Put that number here, Alex, and you're going to get more people converting. Give me a specific number. People will believe it more. And if they believe it, they're going to buy. Third reason you want a number in here, numbers actually attract and hook people. So you see a number, your face immediately gets hooked on numbers. Numbers. That's one of the reasons why he put 100 million in the title of his books. 100. People like numbers. We like to see numbers. They stand out. When we see a number, boom, it's like a magnet. So that's good for a subheadline to get people to look at this. So we want those numbers in there for 3 reasons. But besides that, this is great. Something he does here, I can see right out of the gate too. He puts in a little disclosure here. This is a legal disclosure. If you're writing sales pages for people, if you're in financial products, anything to do with money like this, anything to do with health, you need to make sure if you're doing a big juicy sales page like this, you need to make sure you know the legality of what you're saying, right? Look at what he says. We do not guarantee any specific results. XYZ, boom, 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 your results may vary. Why is he doing this? He's doing this for one main reason is legal. If people say, hey, I bought your thing and I didn't make $100 million or whatever dumb thing, he's trying to make sure he doesn't get lawsuits against him. So you may have to do this for business owners depending on what niche you go into for the copy you write. So just keep that in mind. You want to make sure you address the legality of it if you need to. Also, what I'll say is it also kind of helps it seem more believable too. Because it's like, hey, just because I did this, just because they did this, doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get this. So what it actually does, people might think it works against you in the copy where it's like, well, you're downselling my believability that I can make this work. But actually what it says is hey, you can actually trust me and I'm being real and honest with you. So it actually builds more trust, which is kind of a sneaky little thing there. So it's cool. Again, right here, like I just said, his next subheadline again leans into social proof. Why isn't that here? I want to see that number up here, Alex. 1,026 right there. Sure, we can use that same number again, or maybe we don't, but I would rather see this number right up here, which is what I was recommending. And again, get rid of that period. We worked with 1,026 businesses in person to create these 12 playbooks. That's awesome. I like that headline a lot. I think it's very specific. Again, we're focusing now on the playbooks because that's the biggest heavy hitting thing within this $6,000 upsell is not just the fact that you get to give people 200 books. That's not even it. People are buying primarily for these playbooks, which is the main bonus for this offer. So that's why he focuses on this first when he starts breaking down what you actually get. So here's the social proof. Here's the juicy stuff. Here's the social proof again. Now let's talk about the main thing in the $6,000 thing. Notice how he's not saying right out of the gate, you get to gift 200 copies of the book away. It's because that's not the thing people actually want the most. That hooked people by saying this on the live stream that if you donate 200 books, I'm going to give you all these playbooks and everything. But that's the thing they actually want the most people, is these playbooks. That's why he's leading with this. So these playbooks directly address the biggest challenges business owners face: leads, sales, delivery, and profit. That's great. Again, I probably wouldn't put that period in there. We can just get right into it. Okay, so 12 physical playbooks in one binder. This is some login you'll never use, or some files to scroll through once you forget. They're physical copies bound in one premium binder, that contains all 12 playbooks organized by constraint type. So he's really pushing the fact that this isn't some digital course. You get a physical, wonderful thing you can open and feel and work through. The physical thing, it makes it seem like it's more valuable. And it even leans into copy that suggests that. Premium, power word right out of the gate. I was literally gonna say he should probably talk about how much people pay for this information right out of the gate. And I would even price anchor right here. He price anchors here and says business owners have paid us $35,000 to $200,000. I would put that here. Business owners have paid us over $35,000 to $200,000 for the information you get in these playbooks. I would put that as a subheadline here. But I think overall, again, he's crushing with the copy. These are just things I would do to tweak it to help juice it up. Business owners have paid us $35,000 to $200,000. Notice how he highlights this. This is because he's price anchoring the value of these books. You always want to try to price anchor. Whenever you present your price, try to present something that's a higher price beforehand to demonstrate the true value of it. That's $420,000 of value that you just get for $6,000, right? That's the whole idea here with price anchoring. So right out of the gate, he starts price anchoring right after he shows off his actual playbooks. And here's a picture of him proving that he's in this thing getting paid $35,000 as an in-person thing, right? Pictures can be proof, right? The first system you get is then he goes into the playbooks, which probably I'm guessing he's leading with the thing that people care about the most, which is leads, getting people into the business. So here we go. And you'll notice here, he actually introduced his first call to action since the above the fold, buy the bundle. Now, why didn't he put it right here? I would say he probably could have put a call to action right underneath this headline. If you were to say people have spent $35,000 on these 12 physical books, I probably would have put a call to action here first. Then once he goes into the first part, I would have put another, and then he's gonna have some more here, like we're gonna see below. That's what I would have done. I would have put one even higher than that. Once people see this, it's like, boom, people spent $35,000 on this, and here's what I'll get. Yeah, let me buy. I would have put that call to action probably right in between these two sections. Then we can get into the individual playbooks within the whole set of playbooks, which is the leads. These playbooks give you the system to scale ads, write hooks that sell, and build a premium brand, and remove yourself from the marketing entirely. It's good that he's saying very specific things here, like we're going to teach you ads, we're going to teach you copy, which is the hooks, and the premium branding. So he's diving into specifics about this. What does leads mean? Oh, I want help with ads. I want help with my copy. I want help building a premium brand. So the specific things that business owners are really interested in, he's touching on those keywords here to let them know really specifically what they're going to be getting. Again, you can buy the bundle. Let's see what else we can go into next. I think we're going to maybe wrap up pretty soon here just because I, again, didn't want to do a 40-minute video, but there's just a ton here. But from ads and branding, use this when your ads hit a ceiling. He really showcases the demonstration of these playbooks as like, these aren't books to read. These are like when you're in the middle of the thing. Use this when your ads hit a ceiling and you can't scale. So he's saying like, these things are going to come very specifically into your life. You're going to be able to, when you have a problem, just go to the book you need to work through and like address your problem in real time. So these playbooks are very much action oriented and solving very specific tactical problems in businesses, like whenever you need them. That's what he's really doing here really well with this here. I was just going to say he probably could incorporate some more social proof, and the next thing you know, proof this works. He starts going into case studies. I need to start saying these things before he shows them, so you know. Proof this works. Ava, who's 19 years old, love that he's addressing the like. He's starting. I love how he's starting his case study with like the most unlikely business owner, a 19-year-old teenage girl named Ava, who's a Gen Z like TikToker or whatever, right? Like I love how he's leading with like the most like people would say, well, shouldn't he be leading with the person who like seems like the target client the most? Not necessarily. He could do a social proof of like probably like a 40 to 50-year-old business owner who's watching this right now, who's probably his most ideal target client or target customer. But he's leading with the like biggest example here, which is like this girl's 19 years old. If she can do it, clearly you can do it. That's the type of social proof he's leading to right here. But I love that he's going into case studies right out of the gate. Second system you get is this, buy the bundle. I'm not going to dive into all these, but you get this, here's all the things, proof this works. Again, another thing, we went from this conversion to all appointments to this. What I would have liked to see is more congruency with how he actually did this social proof. Like, I like that he did these screenshots, and like he set up like this. I would have actually liked to see the same idea here in the same format. I think it just would have worked a little bit better. You could say the same things, but I just would want to see more congruency with how he's showing the proof sections each time. That's just what I would have done. Okay, buy the bundle, increase lifetime value. What else can we look at here? Let's go to, after all this stuff, there's one more thing you get in the bundle, bonuses, right? Let's dive into some of the bonuses, which, by the way, this is technically a bonus, the playbooks, but he leads with it as if it's like the main thing. But then he dives into the other bonuses. I would actually use the word bonus here, the power word, in this subheadline. There's one more bonus, also one more free bonus. If you can say that, that'd make this juicier. there's one more free bonus you get in the bundle, right? That's what I'd lean into. Another way you could grab the subheadline even more. There's one more $135,000 free bonus you get in the bundle. So like you could go as high as that and beyond if you wanted. So then he goes into his AI. Our custom AI trained on $135,000 consultations, my book's exclusive data. This is like super juicy. And this is where he starts leaning into the techie stuff, right? We're talking about AI. He's putting images that are all about your computer, your iPhone, right? Going on these things because we're going to be accessing the tech through that. AI business advisor, get answers in 60 seconds, like the speed. This thing just seems super cool. It's basically a custom GPT of him and all of his books and all the things. This has never been available before, included in the bundle. Makes it seem really premium. Buy the bundle. Plus you get access to live workshop. So now you're showing up more bonuses. Here's what people say. More social proof. What's included in the bundle. Here's his recap, right? Good idea if you're doing a sales page. Is like, here's a recap of all the things you get. You get this, you get this, you get this, because there's a lot of things. When there's a lot of things, it's good to add more things, add more bonuses. But sometimes it's like, what the heck am I getting again? Oh yeah, that thing. Oh, and like whatever is the main thing that's like, oh, I'm sold on this. This is where it's just get people pushed over the edge. You know, at different times during his presentation, I was like, man, this sounds incredible. Okay, this workshop sounds okay. My goodness, the AI sounds incredible. Okay, obviously we're getting the book. That's cool. Oh man, I get to give this to 200 people to look like a hero. Like, there's different things that start selling at different points, but some people will be most sold on this. Some people will be most sold on this. I found at one point, I was like, man, this thing this might even be more valuable than all this. And so he puts these in here just to remind people, you get this, because it's so many things. Bonuses are great, but you need to recap and remind people because it can start to get overwhelming with information. So just quick recap, remind, here's what you get, boom, boom, boom. Get the 200 book bundle and launch bonuses. And here's where he introduces the payment plan, payment option to make it even easier. And then he goes into FAQ. Really good idea for a sales page, especially when it's like in depth. Or here's the thing: the higher price the product is, the more answers you need to give people about the thing. So that's why certain sales pages are longer than others, depending on the cold or warm traffic, and depending on how high priced the product is or how complicated the product is. So his is mostly warm traffic, but it's a higher priced product, and there's some complication. There's different bonuses involved, a whole bunch of brand new things people have never heard of, like this playbook and this AI and all these things. So he needs to answer more questions. First question is, why does this cost $5,998? And he leans into that. Can I finance it? Boom, 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 and all that. So, and then we have a close off by Alex. There we go. One thing I would say here is right at the very end, like even after the FAQ, is like I would probably have like not a countdown timer because there's no countdown necessarily, but like just a reminder that this offer's gone like when the stream ends. So get it now before the page breaks. If the page is broken in the buy button, I would even say this sentence. This page is going down the moment the live stream of the launch ends. So like if you're interested, buy now before it's gone. Once it's gone, and that's that. So if you click the buy the bundle button and it doesn't work, that's why. I would absolutely close the sales page with that line of copy just to bring it back to the urgency of like, yeah, this all sounds pretty good. Like, oh man, this is pretty juicy. Oh wow, great, okay. And it's like, yeah, and it's like, it's gone tomorrow. Okay, I'll get it now then, right? He's gonna get more people. Yes, we have this banner. You notice the sales page keeps this banner here. Acquisition, the urgency, the buy the bundle, the whole way on the sales page, which is really good. But I still want to emphasize this one more time. Right at the end here, right after his sign off, at the very least, even right here, it's just like, remind people, yes, it's here, but people are getting phased out by now. Tell people, this thing's going away. If your button doesn't work and it's broken, it's because like it's done. Like urgency, it's over because the live stream is over, so you have to act now. The second thing I would tap into a bit more, which he didn't really tap into a whole lot here, but he did on the actual live stream, was scarcity. He did mention scarcity on this live stream, but I don't even know if he mentions it at all on this page. At least he didn't in a subheadline, but he should have. And that's the fact that he didn't make unlimited copies of these playbooks, and he's not going to keep printing them as far as he said. I don't know the exact number he said. I don't remember, but I think he said it was like he only has like, I don't know, X amount of 1,000 copies of these playbooks. So because of that, because there is a real limit, he should be telling people this. Like, this is so easy. Like, this is not advanced copywriting stuff. It's like, if you can put in urgency, he's done that here. Let's add a bit more. If we can put in scarcity, I don't see it anywhere. Let's add that in. So maybe it's somewhere else on this page, but it needs to be a bigger headline, make it more clear, and right at the end, it's like tap into that urgency, tap into that scarcity, tap into that FOMO, and it's like just one more quick sign off of that stuff. I do a full section of like, I'm only doing like, we only have this many copies of this thing, right? Of the 12 physical playbooks, all this bundle. So we're only giving this to X amount of 1,000 people. That's it. We didn't print anymore. There's a limited number, so buy now before they all get sold out. And then go into the urgency of like, stream end soon. If the button doesn't work, it's broken, it's done. That way, man, he's gonna get more sales. And that's that. So I would go into more depth, but we're already at almost 40 minutes. I said I wasn't gonna go to 40, and I didn't. We're at 36 minutes. But there's the sales page breakdown for Alex Hormozi's $100 million money models, book bundle, and all playbooks for the launch. This is legendary. History has been made today. He's broken at least one world record, one Guinness World Record, and this sales page is probably gonna go down in history. This live stream he did, this launch is gonna go down in history. So you just got to see this in real time. History be made. At this point in time, he's already at $60 million in sales within the first 3 hours. Over 2 million copies sold. By the time you watch this video, he might be at 100 million, right? The $100 million man might be hitting 100 million in sales in the first day. I wouldn't doubt it. So there you go. Take these copywriting principles, take this teaching, take this lesson, and apply it to your copy, to your next sales page, to your emails, to all that stuff. And if you want more help, I'm going to put another free video up above to help learn how to build a 10K a month copywriting business. And if you want paid help, I have a paid course below and one-on-one coaching that you can apply for below. Thank you so much and have a great day.